I'm Shraddha Kadakia and today I'm going to run through basics on DSLR camera operation. We are using a Canon 5D Mark II. Let me run through the basic parts of this camera. This is a body, that's the lens, that's our shutter release button. This is our display screen from where you see the images. That's our viewfinder. This is our user control and that's our CF card holder. There are three main technical elements of the camera which creates an image, which is aperture, shutter speed and ISO. Well, aperture is a small opening of the lens which allows the light to pass through it and capture the image. Let's try and see it more practically and understand it more in detail. Well, you can see the lens over here and I'm going to zoom in. The hole starts getting bigger and here we go, the hole starts getting small. Let's start with shutter speed. Shutter speed is a common term used to discuss the exposure time. Sounds quite technical, right? So let me try and make it more easier for you. Well, you can see a mirror kind of a thing over here that's actually called a shutter of a camera. So as soon as we click the button over here, the shutter goes up and that's the amount of light which passes through the lens and falls on the sensor to create the image. Let me do one thing. I'm going to make it more easier for you now. My shutter speed is set somewhere around at 2 seconds. Listen to it quietly and carefully. As soon as I click it, a shutter is open and now it got shut. So basically for 2 seconds it was open and that amount of time the light was passing and the image was getting captured. Let's try and make the shutter at somewhere around 1/30th. And now you can hear it. The shutter closed much faster. Well, these are two techniques where we can create our slow shutter speed images and our high speed photography, which is called our freeze frame, and our panning shots and low light photography. Let's talk about ISO now. What's exactly ISO? ISO is basically image sensitivity of the film. ISO has its own positive points and negative points. Let's start talking about the advantages. The advantages of that is that there are a lot of times you might be wondering that in low light situations, how exactly you try and create an image. Well, in low light situation, you increase your ISO from 100 to 200 to 300 to 400 and you'll try and get a bit more brighter image. Well, the disadvantages of ISO is that as soon as you increase your ISO from 100 to 400 to 600, you start getting noise. Well, this noise you can even use it in a creative way if in case you would want to try and get more noisy image, but that's a separate story altogether.